Hello, my fellow collectors. It is me. Hope you guys are doing well out there. This week has been some pretty heavy news recently. This is a very special haul video that I'm doing today. Before I get started, this has a bit of a heavy backstory. Well, there was this friend that I say was, his name was Campbell, and he was a car guy. He worked at a body shop, and he was a very dear friend of mine. And I remember every weekend going down to Hardee's at Dresden to see him. I would always see his Cadillac hearse he had, and this was back in the day when I'd go with my dad, but this is when it was in its infancy, and then it became a very gothic, very cool piece of art until just recently when he passed away. Now, Campbell, he was a good guy. He was good to everyone he knew, and he passed away from complications from a triple bypass, unfortunately, and it was difficult the first day. And he knew someone at the car show named Don Bird who was friends with him, and they would conversate about cars and stuff. He would hang out with Don. I remember he had models, and I wouldn't be surprised if a few of these models in the haul video were some of Don's as well. And Don was one who passed away as well a couple years ago when I moved out on my own. And again, I have a hard time saying this because it's been a difficult ride the last few days getting past it. And I'm going to show everything, just a few more. Just bear with me, but yeah, it was not easy getting past that. His wife, Mallory, dropped off all of the stuff. I have sifted through it. And this is the stuff that I will be personally hanging on to. And there is a very special piece on this side that I'm going to be saving until very last. There are a couple bigger pieces, but the one that's the most special to me is the last thing he happened to have his hands working on that I remembered now. And again, this is a very significant video. I guess in some retrospects, my birthday is August 12th, so it is kind of like it has come early, but at the same time, it's hard losing a friend who was a very good person, and I do remember a lot of conversations with him, and unfortunately, like I said, I wish he had made it out of the surgery. I wish he had been able to continue on, but unfortunately, just to say it to everyone out there, please be grateful for the days you have with loved ones, the days you have with friends, the days you're spending, on this earth, because we don't ever really know what, is going to happen. So, what happened recently has really kind of brought me back to earth, and, it really is just a difficult pill to swallow, and it's really not easy. And again, I'm going to show off all this stuff, and I'll give some of the reasons why I kept it. This might be a little longer video than what some people are used to, because this is quite a big amount of stuff that I'm keeping, I gotta be honest with you, and a lot of it is stuff that I've as well been after, and some of it I might crack open, like some of the rods and stuff to put with my collection, since I have some doubles, but I've already sifted through everything, and there might be a couple more things that might end up in a second video. However, there are a few things that are sitting on the chair over on this side, but we're just going to crack right into it. And again, guys, as I said, this was totally out of the blue that Mallory offered this. I didn't ask, but I'm very grateful that she hit me up, and I definitely will say this, it's going to the right home, because if there's anything that I'm not keeping, I'm if there's anything that I'm not keeping of significance, then I'm going to give her the Ecto ones back since she wants those. And anything that I'm not keeping, like some of the loose Hot Wheels, I'm going to do my best to make sure they don't wind up in a Goodwill, because I don't like Goodwill personally. I don't like donating to them unless it's something that I really don't want. But the stuff that's here, I want to be, you know, very careful where it goes to. But anyway, if I do sell anything and that's not in this video, or if anything goes, then I'll make sure it goes to the right people. Alright, so now that I'm done with that very heavy-hearted announcement, let us get into this video. Let me zoom out here, if in case my camera is macro focusing. Let us roll. Now there is a lot of stuff, including this thing, the Torino. I've wanted that for God knows how long, and I tell you what, I'm really happy that I have it now. Alright, so let's crack on. As usual, we're going to start out with the foreground here of everything, and then we're going to move on to the more significant, larger pieces, which is usually the style I do these videos in. So let's continue. Alright, so first off here is another variation of the Collector Gasser. And this is a casting I very much actively invest in, the 55. Just another piece that I really wanted and hanging on to. Next up is the Hirahata Mercury. Now I know I have this already, but this one I am probably gonna crack open. I'm going to be displaying this alongside of everything. I have another Hirahata, but I just love this casting so much that I don't mind having a repeat of this. I really think it's a beautiful casting. Alright, so again, the Hirahata. This, the Chevrolet Chevelle wagon. I don't know if I have this already. I'm going to have to go through everything. If not, I might display this loose, but it seems to be determined what I'm going to exactly do. But the Chevelle wagon. Nothing on the back here, but there you go. Alright, so let's continue on. And here we are. This is the Chevy Chevelle 64. Pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to loosen this up. It's cool. I like the red. As usual, I am a big red fanatic, obviously. If I don't make it obvious on my channel, I'm definitely a fan of red, and this is just a cool looking car. Alright, so there's that one. And then up here, you have a Big Air Bel Air. I do have the premium version of this casting, actually, in the Hot Wheels Off-Road. But this is a pretty cool piece, too, nonetheless. I have the original release in mainline, so I do have this guy now. That one I thought was pretty cool. I do kind of like that casting. And this one here is a Demolition Derby. This one is ramming speed, and I'm going to hang on to this because I do have its off-road counterpart. It's another one, but I've already got this casting in the off-road, and there's another one that I'm not going to keep because I'm not just going to keep doubles and hoard doubles. But this one I am going to hang on to because it's a little more unique than the muddy off-road one. So this one I'm definitely hanging on to. And then let's keep rolling here into some Earnhardt stuff. This is a piece I do not have. And this is the Dale Earnhardt Victory Donuts. This is a winner's circle piece. It's pretty cool. So yeah, digging that one. I gotta dust these off. They're very dusty, which is to really be expected if they were in another collection at one point. So yeah, mine are pretty dusty too, so gotta clean these bad boys off. Alright, so next one up here, it's definitely a keeper, the 164th, the Dragula Trivial Pursuit Edition. I think I might have the Frightening Lightnings edition of this, but I don't have this version, and I might put this in my movie room. And I might like Dragula enough, I don't know. Again, I have to go through, but I'm probably going to hang on to the Dragula. And it's kind of cool to have the Trivial Pursuit Edition. if it does not have the obligatory logo, and I don't think this one does, which I know the Tucker had the logo on it and a lot of people weren't a fan, but this Dragula, very cool. And this might actually be another variation from the Frightening Lightnings, so that one I'm going to hang on to. And then this one here was pretty cool. A more unique Dale Earnhardt piece. I have not seen this yet, and I'm a big Earnhardt fanatic, so I haven't seen this yet. It is quite unusual. 77, which I didn't know he had that number at one point. So yeah, I don't have that. There's a yellow and blue one that I do have, but that one I don't quite. And there's the next thing here. It's a Transformers Camaro. It is a Bumblebee. I don't think it's not remote controlled. Otherwise, I'd hear a little motor. It's pretty cool though. It's like a Jada, I think. I don't think anything works on it though. It's pretty cool. You can stand it up and it's got the underside on it. Gonna put that with my Transformer collection. Alright, this here, something unique. A Betty Boop light switch wall plate cover. And this one is gonna get used actually in my kitchen. I'm gonna put this on the wall plate, and it's gonna go right by my sliding glass because this is unique. It's a cool little diner theme. I'm definitely hanging on to this. This is very unique. So something kind of cool. So happy to have this, and I mean, I'm actually gonna put it on my freaking light switch plate, so I'm gonna replace that one. So I think this is pretty cool. Speaking of Betty Boop, before we move on to this row, I did get some magnets from her. Evidently these were just a random odd and end. However, I think these are pretty cool for display on my fridge. I like magnets. I freaking like my fridge magnets. What can I say? So these are pretty cool. I dig them. Okay. It's a lot of stuff, I said, as I was going to get into, but it's a lot I'm hanging on to. And then this here, the cutting corners, something different. A Monster Jam kind of hearse. I think it's got like a cop. It's like a police hearse or something, kind of different. So this one I'm going to keep and hang on to. Pretty cool. And let me get on this side here. I will be keeping these figures because this is kind of a pop culture-y type thing, which obviously I like pop culture, so these are getting kept. Another random figure, since I do collect figures every now and then. And this here, we'll be keeping this as well. These obviously still have some garage sale tags on them because and the crazy thing is, Mark Campbell, he was going to have, that's what I remember now, he was going to have a garage sale at one point, and he was about to tag these up. So he was going to have a garage sale with these, which is crazy. He didn't have his garage sale, but, well, that's nuts. Just like remembering that now, I'm sorry, I kind of just lost what I was saying. But this Betty Boop, I think it's like a keychain. Pretty cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I will definitely either keep it in the package or it's going to get displayed somewhere. And I'll figure that out at a later point. Another thing I am hanging on to, obviously, here. I love my Cali Lowe's, man. Yeah. A 73 DeVille Cadillac. No, another thing about Mark Campbell, he was a big Cadillac guy. He definitely loved his caddies. And this is one piece I am definitely intent on keeping. I do have this casting, but I will say this. I like the California Lowriders, and another casting does not hurt of that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful looking caddy. So next up here, Black Bandit series. I had a few of these at one point. I sold them. But I think this time, now that they've made their way back to me, I'm probably going to hang on to the Black Bandits, which they're kind of unique. Because I'm a big green light guy. So Roadrunner convertible. And then up here, have a Ford Galaxy 500 convertible. I remember the last thing we were talking about in our chat for the Outsiders was us just joking about Ford and Chevy and Dodge. It was a great memory. Up here is a 68 Buick GS 400. Pretty cool. And then up next, this is a cool looking keeper. This is a C6R Corvette. Might go in the racing room, likely very different. Pretty cool. And now, speaking of California lowriders, here is a 72 Sedan DeVille. I don't know what the differences are with the castings, but this one, I don't know. This is supposed to be more of a rusty look. Something different, very cool. So another one of the Cali lows. This one's got the Steelies. Very cool. A few monster trucks, kind of a bit of a reoccurring theme in this video, but this is the Bigfoot Muscle Machines. Very, very unique. Did not have this. I do like Bigfoot. There was another Bigfoot Greenlight in here. I technically have that. I do not, however, have this. This is going to go with the racing monster truck room, pretty much. These were actually pretty well done. The wheel steering works on it, I believe. And these were actually pretty unique for what they were. Now, the wheels are definitely a little different from what I'm used to seeing. But the cool part is the steering actually worked on these. Like, they were really cool. The suspension did. I'm not unboxing this by any means, but I'm definitely keeping this because the four-wheel steering worked and the suspension did too, and these are really cool. Oh yeah, I can kind of see. Yeah, this is really awesome. I'm glad to have this. Cool piece. Alright, so let me make sure I'm not going to tip my camera. And then next here, we have one of the original Gravediggers, which is something I'm kind of a sucker for. Gravedigger is a cool truck. Just nice to have another piece of Gravedigger history. And then up here, the next one we're showing is going to be in the back, that red and black. We'll show that last, the model. And then here is the color change Monster Jams. This was neat, very unique. Thought it was very different. And it's just crazy. He was about to like sell all this stuff. But I'm glad I'm able to like hang on to some of his legacy. I'm very honored. Here is a One Bad Ride. Obviously I collect this a lot, so it's very dusty. I am going to clean it up. I'm going to get carnauba wax, which I have, and I'm going to polish it. Here's the underside. Pretty nicely detailed, actually. Pretty cool. Suspension works. I do not know if the hood opens. In fact, I don't think it does. Nope, does not open. Pretty cool piece, though. Nice to have another mid-2000s tough guy truck, as my friend Matt calls them, from California. So then this one here, and ironically, I'm glad I didn't buy this at Walmart the last time I had seen it, because this is the Cadillac Series 62. This is a casting I don't physically have by M2 machines. Surprisingly, I've been collecting M2s for a while, and I don't have this particular casting. So that is cool to have this one as part of it. Definitely something cool. Alright, so there's that one. This other one I kept, it will probably go in my drag car collection. I don't usually collect a lot of these ground pounders, but this one was something different. So kind of cool to have. And I actually think, when I think about it, it kind of goes with all the drag cars I have. Even though I'm not normally a ground pounder collector, this is unique. Because it says Cast Line, and this is the company that makes M2s. So something different. Alright, now, us off to the next couple of pieces, and then we can move on to the back, and we are done. All right, so the next thing here, stock car series. Believe this is an action. Pretty cool. It's Haviline 29. I like that. And then up here, let's move on to one small piece. And I gotta figure out the rest. All right, here we go. This one I'm keeping here too, as well. The Goth van. I don't know who makes this. I think it's Malibu. But I think it's different. It's definitely going to go in with my cool 70s and 60s hot rods. Or my car culture hot rod room. So that one is pretty sweet. One thing I will say about Mark, he had a good taste. We're going to show that last. Next here. This is a hang on to for me, is the Dom Toretto Charger. So I'm hanging on to this guy, man. This is cool. Even though I have an 18th scale and the like, cool to have this piece. And from what I can tell you, this is actually 100% complete. Nothing is missing, which is cool. So this thing was, yeah, this thing is mint. Very cool. Another Speed Champion to add to my Speed Champion collection. You know, very cool. I don't know how accurate the interior is, but there you go. And the last, second to last, third to last, the Wix Petty, Richard Petty Sereno commemorative 100th NASCAR victory. If you know anything about these Wix, this is not a cheap piece. They're very hard to come by. And this is like the last of the Richard Petty stuff I've been looking for. I have an 18th Superbird. I have an 18th Roadrunner. This one, very, 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 very cool. And we might be reviewing a couple of Wix collectibles soon here, maybe. We'll have maybe a Wix review, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking about reviewing some. This actually makes me low-key want to review some 124 scale for my channel up. But yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Alright, so the next thing here is the Route Wix filters. This is the 70th anniversary commemorative of the Challenger that has the 18th scale and it has the 1/24th scale. And I really want to check out the details of the 18th personally. I want to see that. Those are cool. And I don't really have an 18th new Challenger, so where I'm going to put those, I haven't quite decided yet, but I'll figure it out. And last but not least, everyone out there, this is the last thing that we are going to showcase on the channel. This is literally the last thing Mark Campbell had his hand in building. Custom hearse. Obviously built from a caddy kit with kind of a nice looking paint, cool looking, very neat looking. And it rolls pretty decent. Not like it's a Hot Wheel, but a cool display piece. Kind of a big riggy type hearse. Something definitely different. And this is all complete, brand new. I'm glad this was on the very top and it was, nothing had happened to this, because I'm glad to be keeping this as part of the collection. And you can tell he put some really good work into that particular piece. So guys, that concludes the haul video. I know it's been 24 minutes. If you stuck with me that long, thank you. But I do have to go. I got to upload this before my phone dies. And hope you guys are having a decent week. I am trying to, but again, I know I will be going to Mark Campbell's funeral service, and this is definitely quite a lot of stuff, and it is just some very neat stuff to have as part of his legacy. And I hope my prayers are with his family and everyone around him as they go through this very, very difficult time. I'm certain a lot of people have been affected because he definitely had a big circle of people around him. Knew a lot of people around the car shows and stuff. Alright guys, I'm going to see y'all later. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Remember, as always, to check out the rest of the channel. Alright guys, I will see you later. Bye.